Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Before we get started, just upfront information. My name is Lieutenant Steve Doris. Last name is spelling D-O-R-R-I-S with the Baytown Police Department. I'm going to be reading a prepared statement before we get started with any questions. So please bear with me if you will. As you all know, we've been investigating the murder of Assistant Chief Deputy Greenwood, which occurred Monday, April 3rd at approximately 7 a.m. in the morning. We've got investigators from numerous agencies that have come together to assist in the investigation and have been working nonstop on the case since Monday morning. Through video surveillance, we've identified what is believed to be the suspect vehicle with a high degree of certainty. We believe that vehicle is going to be a 2013 to 2017 black and colored Nissan Versa Note. We're asking business owners and residents in a wide swath of Southeast Harris County for their assistance in ongoing effort to catch whoever murdered Assistant Chief Greenwood. Your security cameras may have captured video of the suspect and the car driven in the days and hours before and after the murder. We're asking for you to please retain that footage. Don't let it get deleted, erased, automatically overridden by your surveillance system. I can't stress that aspect of it enough. Please retain that video surveillance system if you have it. If you believe you've captured something helpful, please send us your contact information. You can do this by sending your name, phone number, and most importantly, your address to the email video@baytown.org so that we may contact you in the event we need to. Please do not send copies of the video. Those files are usually very large, so please do not send those. Just simply send us your contact information. Again, most importantly, your address. And absolutely retain the video. I can't say that enough. Please retain that video if you have it on your systems. The time frames in particular that we're looking for as far as the video goes are starting from Thursday, March 30th at 6 a.m. through Tuesday, April 4th at 5 p.m. Again, if anybody has captured anything on video, please retain it. Don't let it get deleted. Don't let it get overridden by your system. A lot of systems these days do that, so please make sure that it does not get erased. That's my prepared statement. So at this time, I'm going to answer a few questions, but before we get started on questions, let me be upfront and let you know there's certain aspects of the investigation that I'm not going to be able to talk about, especially when it comes to things of evidentiary value. So please be patient with me and understanding in that aspect of it, okay? Yes, ma'am.
Why do you start at 6 a.m. on Thursday before the crime happens?
Well, as y'all have figured out by now, a lot of the surveillance systems, the security systems, the timestamps are off, okay? So we don't want to rely on a specific time when it comes to the security systems. So if we have them start before the offense actually happened, we're hoping that that will encompass everything that we need.
So basically, you're trying to establish an escape route or an approach route of the suspect?
We're trying to gather as much video or evidence that we can of our suspect. Obviously, one of the things we want to know is which way he left, where did he go. That's going to help us identify actually who he is, right? So that, yes, it's very important that we have that. And obviously, if we already have our suspect in the vehicle on video, so it would stand to reason that if he's on video here in Baytown, he's going to be on video in other places. And so that's why it's so important that we get the public's help in trying to capture the suspect vehicle and or our suspect on video.
Are there specific companies that you're asking to say video or him?
No one specific. Again, there's a lot of businesses, a lot of residents throughout the area that we're looking at. We would just simply ask anybody that may have something on video to please retain it. Hang on to it for us in case we need to contact.
Lieutenant Doris,
yes.
Can you clarify on the timestamp on the latest video that was released? It looks like, according to that, he came up the afternoon of the murder, but that doesn't look right because the parking lot was empty.
Correct. What we've been able to establish from the video on that is that the timestamp on that particular video is about 23 hours off. In other words, that particular video is actually from Sunday.
Sunday.
Yes.
So that whole camera is 23 hours off?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you feel like that could hurt once you catch this person and pursue prosecution?
No, ma'am, I don't believe so, because there's measures that we take to counter that, obviously as we go through our investigative processes. So I don't believe that's going to be a concern for us. We have measures to counter it.
Lieutenant, other than on Sunday, do you have reason to believe he had been up at that courthouse before then or at a different time?
Well, we just don't know right now, okay? What I can tell you is from video standpoint is that we are reviewing a lot of video right now. That's one of the reasons why I haven't really had a whole lot to give you folks here in the past few days, is because most of our investigators are tied up reviewing video to try to establish something for us. Again, he's on video here in Baytown. He's going to be on video somewhere else. Again, I can't stress it enough to the public and to the businesses in the southeast area of Harris County. Please retain that video. I can't tell you how important that is. We have a lot of investigators on this case covering a lot of different angles. We have investigators from not only the Baytown Police Department, but the FBI, ATF, DPS, Texas Rangers, the Harris County Sheriff's Department, and every one of those investigators brings particular skill sets to the table, a lot of experience and a lot of expertise in the room as we go through our investigation.
And you think the person on video on Sunday is the same person on that same video camera leaving Monday morning?
Yes, ma'am, we're pretty confident of that.
What kind of pressure are investigators under to get this solved quickly?
Well, the main thing is that we get it solved. We don't want to sacrifice the quality of the investigation just to try to get it done quickly. I mean, obviously, we want to get it done as fast as we can. We have a killer that's out there. And the most important thing is we need to get him off the street. We need to get that person in custody and brought to justice. Obviously, this is a brother law enforcement officer that was taken from us senselessly. I can tell you from my personal experience and from a lot of my investigators and a lot of the investigators from the other agencies in the room, Assistant Chief Deputy Greenwood touched a lot of people's lives. He was an extremely talented and smart man, and the unique thing about him was that he shared that knowledge. He taught a lot of our officers to investigate shootings. So the pressure's there for all of us because we're all passionate about it. We want to get this individual off the streets as quickly as we can and brought to justice for Assistant Chief Deputy Greenwood and most importantly for his family. Let them start to have some closure.
Lieutenant, is video the main push on this, or are there some other leads that you can talk about?
There's a lot of other angles that we're looking at, a lot of different angles that we're looking at, a lot of different investigative tools that we're using right now. Video is one of them. In this day and age, there's video everywhere. Everybody's got a cell phone, everybody's got camera systems in their houses and their businesses. So that's why the video portion of it is such a big push, because there's so many people out there that have it. And for us, the fact that so many people have video systems, it's just quite frankly a force multiplier for us. That gives us thousands and thousands of eyes out there versus the number of detectives that I have actually working on.
So this video's been out now for a few days, at least of the suspect. I mean, have you gotten people calling saying that person is so-and-so, and those are leads that you are following up?
We're following up on every Crime Stoppers tip that comes in, every lead that comes in. We're getting Crime Stoppers tips, we're getting phone calls, we're getting posts to our City of Baytown Facebook page. So we're getting a lot of information coming in, and we're having to follow up on every piece of that information.
How's this affecting the department?
Well, it's tough. I mean, it really is. It's tough because, like I said, we're talking about a fellow law enforcement officer, one that I'm speaking from the Baytown Police Department perspective. A lot of our investigators knew him, whether that was from training classes that they've been to that he was in, or just from working with him over the years. So it's impacted us greatly. And again, in our community, we've had one of our brothers taken from us senselessly. And that could just as easy be, me or one of my detectives or one of our officers here in the Baytown Police Department. So obviously it's a big stress for us, and it's a big concern for us. And that's one of the reasons why it's so important for us to capture this killer. Because he's taken the life of a law enforcement officer, somebody that was sworn to protect and serve, and somebody that's done that valiantly for 30 plus years. So it's impacted our organization, for sure.